Hey, everybody, welcome to the Spark. Hope you're doing fantastic on today. Coach David coming at you this morning. So happy that you are with me and that it's an opportunity once again for me to share some, I believe, life-changing information. I hope and trust that your day is off to a great start and that you are out there getting after it on another great day. I am super excited to be with you. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and, as I always do, shout yourselves out right now and let's get started because I don't want to hold you long and I really, really want to share some things with you today. I want to help you determine and find out what's holding you back. As a matter of fact, that is the title of today's lesson, if you will. What is holding you back? Now, you have to look at that for yourself, and there, without a doubt, can be many things that hold us back from going to the level that we want to go to from doing the things that we desire to do. But I have a few that I believe, as I've coached people, as I've talked to people, as I've encouraged and helped people, I have four that I really believe kind of top the list, if you will. And I want to talk about them a little bit and help you to discover that you can get beyond these things. It's just a matter of choice, a matter of decision, a matter of you saying, you know what, for once and for all, I'm getting beyond this, I'm going beyond this, and I'm going to achieve the things that I desire. And I want you to understand that I believe with all of my heart, you can have the things that you desire. And in you having them, let me say this, and in you having them, they will not harm other people. Now, I believe in practicing this principle right here. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So when you start talking about achieving things, is it at any point where I feel like, hey, I wouldn't want this done to me, then I need to understand that I don't want to do that to someone else. Now, with that being said, there are other things that will not hurt anyone for you to achieve them, for you to have them. So your desire is pure and your hands are clean when it comes to that. So I want to make that clear. But I want to talk about what's holding you back. Now, I have four things and I'm going to talk about them and I'm going to move on. Number one is sense realm out picturing. Now, I use a big term there, but really all it means is this right here, sense realm. Only what I can see, feel, touch, smell, taste, that's what's real. And a lot of times we are held hostage by our senses. And you know, and I know that there's so much more than just what we can see, what we can hear, there's so much more to it. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know about you. I've never been to Germany. However, Germany still exists. I've never stepped foot on Germany, landed in Germany, walked in Germany. I haven't even seen Germany as a country, but I know it exists. That's outside of my senses because I've never seen it, never touched it, never walked on it, any of that. That's outside of my senses, but I know it exists. So I'm sharing that with you to say this right here. There is more to you than what you can currently see, what you can currently touch, what you can currently smell. There's more to you. But the question is, how do you get there to the more that's to you than what you can currently see? I like to say it like this. Use your imagination to see more, be more, and do more. That's right. Use your imagination. What we have to learn to do, we have to learn to look around a whole lot less and imagine a whole lot more. And when we begin to do that, we will see those things. We'll see them. We'll literally see them. See them where? On the canvas of our imagination. And when we begin to do that, I promise you that when you do this, you will begin to see more of those things come into your life. It's happening right now. Whether you want to acknowledge this, whether you want to admit it, it doesn't really matter to me one way or another. If you do, I will tell you though, if you will acknowledge it and admit it, it will help you. The very things that are in your life right now are the things that you've imagined. It's the things that you've held on to. It's the things you've given your focus, your attention, your energy to. So what we want to learn to do to get out of this sense realm is don't be limited by our senses. Yes, our senses help us. I'll be the first one to say that. However, if we don't use them correctly and we don't understand that we can get outside of the sense realm, it will limit us to what we can just see. I'll just say it again. Look around less and imagine more and watch what starts to happen. Number two, here we go. Moving on. Number two, we often ask this question, and Mary in the Bible, if you've ever read the story of Mary, the Immaculate Conception, Mary said this same thing. How will this be? And that's where we get hung up at. We always ask the question, how will this be? Mary said, how will this be? Saying, how will she, how Mary, this is, I'm going to paraphrase it. Let me slow down. Mary said, how in the world I'm going to get pregnant and I have not been with a man? Okay. And that's the way a lot of us are. We ask the question, how in the world can this be, seeing how things are in my life, seeing the current situation and the current state? How can this be? How can this be that I can be this or do this or have this? How can this be? Well, I'll let you know. I don't have to know how. I'm going to say that again. I don't have to know how. Listen, if you could get beyond that for just a moment and stay beyond it for the rest of your life is going to get so much better. You don't have to know how. You just have to know that I am. I am what? I am that which I desire to be. And you have to go to that level. I don't know how it works. I cannot tell you that. And I'm going to be honest with you and say, I don't know. But I do know this, that when I don't get myself all wrapped up and entangled in how, things sure go a whole lot better in my life. Don't worry about the how. You just be, I am. I am what? I am that which I desire to be. And a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people talk to me about that. We've got to get beyond how will this be? We've got to get beyond that, because here's what happens. We'll spend a lot of time trying to figure out how it's going to be instead of doing the thing that we need to do and being I am. And so when we get entangled up in how, then that's what our focus is. And we're always trying to figure out how. I got over that. I don't know how. I don't have to know how. I just know I am that. And when you begin to do that, things get so much better. That's number two. Number three, moving on. Here we go. Living unaware of who you are. My goodness. The thief, listen to this. The thief that robs you is your own false beliefs. That's the thief. Nothing else. That's the thief. The thief that robs you is your false beliefs. What false belief? Of being unaware of who you are. Well, David, I could never do that because blah, 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 blah. No, stop that. Stop that. Yes, you can. Once again, use your imagination. That's what it's there for, to create the life that you want. My goodness. And truthfully, it's already done. It's like life is waiting on you to catch up. That's right. I said it again. It's like life is waiting on you to catch up. All this stuff is done. You just got to see it on the canvas of your imagination. Stick with it, stick with it, stick with it. It will harden into fact. I say it all the time. If you can see it on your let me change that. If you can see it in your imagination, it won't be very long before you're holding it in your hand. In other words, it will become real in your life. You have to get beyond that. Do you really know who you are? And if you don't, then go find out. Did I say that right? Go find out who you really are. You are powerful. You are awesome. You are mighty. And I'm telling you right now, quit taking what people tell you about yourself as that is it. That's all there is to me, because that's what they said. Who is they? I always ask that question, who is they? And it doesn't matter what they say. It only matters what you say. And so you've got to begin to live aware of who you are. Quit living unaware of who you are. You're awesome. You can get this done. Use your imagination to create the life you want. Remember, you are the architect of your life. Somebody wrote a book about that. You might want to check that out. You are the architect of your life. That's right. What do you mean by that? You're going to design it, you're going to build it, and you're going to live it. And since you're going to live it, you might as well design and build it the way you want, not the way others say it ought to be. I got over that a long time ago. I was somewhere last evening and they were saying, well, you got to do this, you got to do that. I said, no, I'm not doing that. Why? Because I don't want to. Because I don't do that. Who gets to dictate that in my life? I do. Well, you're going against the status quo. So what? So what? This is my life. I only get one life to live. I'm going to live it to its fullest. You hear me? I hope that helps you. And here's the final one, number 4. Let's get into this and get this wrapped up. Lack of belief. That's number 4. Lack of belief. We just simply don't believe. We say it can't be this simple. Well, why not? Why can't it be this simple? So when people tell me, well, David, it can't be that simple, then how complex you want it to be? You know what I'm saying? So it can be this simple if you understand the principles, if you understand how it works, if you understand how to apply it to your life. Yes, it can be that simple. It is that simple. But you have to be the one that determines that by your faith, how simple it's going to be for you. You have to make that determination. I've made that determination that, like some people say, well, you got to work hard for this. No, you don't. No, you don't. I didn't say you didn't have to work. I didn't say there wasn't going to be some work put in. I didn't say that. But remember, I shared with you before, you need to be inspired by your work, not required by your work. What do you mean by that? You're going to get inspiration on things to do. When you get that inspiration to do it, go and do it. But just don't try to find busy work. That's one thing I really despise. Just busy work to say, oh, I'm doing something. No, get inspired. Okay. And it can be that simple. Then here's one that they throw in that deals with lack of belief. I have never heard this before. So this can't be. This wasn't the way I was taught. This wasn't the way I was brought up. This wasn't the way I was raised. Let me share something with you. The way I was raised, and God bless my parents, but I'm telling you right now, I've learned more and more and more. And even for my children, I pray that they know even more about this than I do so that they can walk in it. I think my parents, God bless them, they're with the Lord. But I'm telling you right now, I bet my parents are so excited and happy, say, hey, this kid has gone beyond where I even took him. That's what every parent wants for every child. You ain't looking at your children and say, well, you're going to be less than I was. If you are, there's something wrong with you. So my point is this right here. Just because you were brought up a certain way doesn't mean that's all there is. Remember, I tell you, there's more to you than what you can currently see. So if you go back to that, you understand that you've got to get your belief up, your faith up, and you just have to go and do what I always say, test and prove this. I am not trying to prove this to anyone. No, I'm not. I'm believing that people are going to grasp a hold to it. They're going to start using their imagination for more, and they're going to see more, and that will be all they will need. I have tested and proven this for myself. It does work, and it works great, and I'm happy about it. So those are the things that I believe, the key things that I've seen over and over and over that are holding people back. I trust and believe that you will not let any of that hold you back. Since round, how will this be? Living unaware of who you are and lack of belief. Don't let that hold you back. You get out there and get after it this week and take it to the fullest of everything that you desire. Remember this right here. Share this with somebody so you can help them too. Share it. But remember this right here. You are the architect of your life. And I believe in you. I'll see you next week. Bye.